Yo, what's up, guys? This is D Brown with Trackheads. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Trackheads. So, right now we are doing the Olympic, not trials, we're doing the Olympic 100-meter dash predictions for these Olympics, the 2024 Olympics. And right now we are on women, right? We're on the 100-meter women, which is going to be coming up in these couple of days. Already did the men, already did all the men. So check it out. Check it out. Look for those videos to come out when the events start to come out. I think my predictions are pretty dope. But right now we are doing the women's 100-meter dash. And let's get straight into it. So, a lot of people are in a big frenzy, right? Like, oh, who's going to win it? Last year was Shacarri Richardson, followed really closely by Sharika Jackson. And you have all these different people. There's Julian Alfred, Melissa Jefferson. Is the USA going to do a sweep? Is TT Terry going to, gonna stick her nose in it? Is Shelly Ann Fraser, this is her last Olympics, is she gonna come with it? We have newcomers in it with MVP's track club, with those twins. I forget their name, but we have so much. We have Dina Asher Smith, we have Julian Alfred. Like I said, we have so many different talent levels this year and so many different newcomers this year, that it's just kind of crazy. It's just kind of hard to kind of pick it apart, but I'm gonna try my best. Based on what I noticed, based on what I see, I'm going to give some dope explanations as to why I think certain athletes are going to do what and why I think there isn't going to be a U.S. sweep. Okay, so let's get to it. The person I have winning the whole thing is Shacarri Richardson. And here's why. I've been looking at Shacarri Richardson's races. I've been looking at her demeanor this year. I've been looking at her consistency this year. And time-wise, she's been running very, 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 very consistent races this year. One thing I can't say about her compared to last year is that last year she opened up running a 10.5 wind-aided, right? Kind of like a comeback tour. Kind of like to tell Nike, to tell all her haters, like, yo, I'm still here. I'm still the best to ever do it. I have a 10.5 on my legs. Did she know she was going to run 10.5? I have no idea. But she was able to back it up at the World Championships in lane 9. The level of focus that it takes to be in lane 9 and win a race is crazy. It's crazy. And I think that I think this is going to be her year this year. She's been kind of under-raced, in my opinion, probably from filming a lot of commercials, not wanting to travel. But I think the most consistent part of her race has been her top end portion. Her start hasn't been the best. She's been doing this very weird sideways step, which, in races like this, you can't have that. But it's very interesting because even despite having a poor start, and misdirectional start, because there's a such thing as having like a poor start, right? Where your reaction time is slow, but your start still puts you in a very good position to have a quality transition, to have a quality drive, to have a quality top end portion of your race. But her starts have been very weird because they're very sidesteppy. They're multi-directional. They're not putting her in a straight line. And she's still running 10.7, which is crazy, especially at her height. Her race model has been very consistent, though. She's a monster from 40 to 100. And just when you think you have a step or two on her, she just high steps her way down the track. It's kind of crazy. So I think, probably in these past couple of weeks, I would assume that they've been working on her start, maintaining her top end speed. That's not to do with the 200 this year, but I'm sure that they've been doing things to help her top end speed and help and keep it at a high level. So I definitely have her winning the whole thing. I haven't seen anyone that's been able to match the kind of running that she's done. No one has even run really 10.7 besides the person I'm going to have in second coming to her. And like I said, these aren't about specific times. These are about race model to race model. It's about mentality. It's about the level of consistency people have been having. But I definitely have her winning the whole thing. I don't think anyone has the mental fortitude or shape right now to be able to handle what she can do in the final part of her race. In second place, I have Julian Alfred. Julian Alfred has been really putting on a clinic and just race modeling and testing her race models. If you don't know what race modeling is basically how you set up your race. It's how you construct your race. So she's been, experimenting with running the front side of her race, having a really strong 60 and seeing if she can hold it. She's been experimenting with having better top end finishes where she's pushing out, being more patient in her transition, and really working the top end of her races. I mean, she's run 10.8 a bunch of times. She's run 10.7. She just came off of a PR, and I believe it was a PR, a national record, running, sub 22 against Gabby Thomas, finishing as well as Gabby Thomas. She's been training with Dina Asher-Smith, who came off with a 22.02. So, a lot of the weaknesses that she had, maybe at the University of Texas, maybe two years ago, where she was just a 60-meter runner, and running these 6.9s or 7.0s or 7.1s, and now she's able to finish rounds and build up her base and build up her battery to be able to handle these kind of runs and be in great condition to handle them. I think if there's anyone that's going to apply pressure to Shacarri Richardson, assuming that the nerves don't get to her, because this is her first Olympics, she has the weight of a nation on her shoulders, I think that she still will do very well. And I think if Shacarri Richardson makes any mistakes, she's going to be there to capitalize on it. She has a very quality start. She's very explosive, and she has a tendency to hold her top end speed really well, as long as she stays, relaxed and not pressed. For third place, the person that I have is Melissa Jefferson. Melissa Jefferson has been very, very consistent. She has a 10.69 in her legs from 3 years ago, I believe, 2022 maybe, when she was running for Coastal Carolina with her coach. She has since started training with Shacarri Richardson. She's someone that has run 10.8 this year. She's someone that if anyone makes any mistakes, I mean, she's been starting really well. Transition has been really well, and she's been in a great position to be able to finish really well. She's someone that I feel like, again, if anyone makes any mistakes, if Julian Alfred makes any mistakes or she tightens up, she's someone that's going to sneak for a medal. And I think that, honestly, Melissa's mindset isn't to get third place. I think her mindset is to beat everybody that's on the field and to get first place. And when you have that mindset, she might be able to jump out of there and snag her a medal. You have basically a race full of starters and a race full of finishers. So I definitely think that it's going to be that kind of race. I have a couple dark horses, obviously. As you can see, I don't have any Jamaicans on my 100s. Like I said, I'm American and I'm Jamaican, so I don't want no beef. But I think, my dark horse is Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson is someone who has run 10.8. She won her Jamaican trials, but she has been someone who has been, compared to last year, hasn't looked as dominant as she has been. As she has been last year. From her pull-up in the 200 against Julian Alfred, and people saying it's a cramp, but then she's back to practice. It's troubling when you don't have that sense of consistency, and her rhythm just hasn't looked like it's been there. Her rhythm hasn't looked like it's been consistent, and I'm not sure what kind of shape that she's in. I'm not sure if she's the 10.6 Shericka Jackson that we need for her, to be able to win. But if she does show that she's in good shape, she's someone that could definitely challenge for a medal or, like I said, win the whole thing. I don't think that she can beat Shacarri Richardson head up. I think her record against Shacarri Richardson isn't, Shacarri Richardson has basically been consistently beating her since they started exchanging runs and sprints. But I think Shericka Jackson is someone who could definitely challenge for like second if they're not on point. And of course, I think another dark horse is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I've been watching her practice. I've been watching her run. And she's someone that, again, if anyone makes any mistakes, if she has the perfect race, because the only thing that she has to do is hit one time. If she has a 10.7 in her legs, all she has to do is hit one time. And I think she's someone that can definitely snatch it from Melissa Jefferson if she's not on point. She's someone who can definitely challenge Julian Alfred. But I don't think that she's in quite the shape to challenge Shacarri Richardson. I think Shacarri Richardson is going to come to Paris being in 10.6 shape, to be honest. Especially when she fixed that start. But Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I think, has a 10.7 in her legs. And I think that's what's going to be necessary for her to be able to get on the medal stadium. Because she's someone who's been out here since 2008. I think that she definitely has a 10.7 in there, but is it gonna be enough to handle the rounds? Does she have only one 10.7? Is she gonna have a 10.7 for the semis and then 10.8 and gassed for the finals? What she does to 60 is crazy, but is it gonna be a finisher's race after that when she pulls it to 60? So I'm very curious to see how that goes. But that's my predictions for the women's 100. Let me know your comments below. Am I tripping? You know, is it a quality pick? But that's my pick. I think that's what's going to happen. If you have any comments or you feel like your pick is better, yo, post it. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's see what you got cracking. And I'm going to thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Don't hesitate to subscribe and like the video. This is D Brown with Trackheads. Peace.